So welcome to this PBS Pulse, Porto Business School podcast that keeps you connected to the future of business. Today, with us, we have Isabel Borgas. Isabel, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Isabel is People and Organizations Director at NOS, and we're going to have an interesting conversation about women leadership. So Isabel, welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Isabel, perhaps we could start with you sharing a little bit with us what were the challenges that you faced in your path to leadership and in your current role of leadership, with what the challenges that you faced and how did you overcome those challenges?
So it's a difficult question because honestly, I see them related to different stages of my life. And the first one was when I start working. I was 22, so a young girl in a older men environment, because I started my career in PR agencies. And the first challenge was honestly to fight against the preconceived idea of being a pretty face, and by being a pretty face, that was not enough to make a career on a PR agency or a PR path, if you want. So honestly, it was to find out what were my strengths, what were my weaknesses, and trying to balance the fact that I was not good enough at everything, but some of the things I was quite good or even great, and I could be more than just a pretty face. So the first challenge was to be able to reflect on myself. What were my strengths? What could I do really good? And how could I, just make my difference on a daily basis within the team and within my clients and so on. The second challenge, I think it was when I became a mom, because you lose your name. You're no longer
You're the mom.
Renata, you're the mom. And it was a pretty challenge because I'm a mom of 3 boys, and the difference of ages between them, it's only 4 years. So it was 3 boys on a row. And that made me realize that you have to accept that you're pausing your career. And you are pausing your career, but that's a challenge because I was not prepared to face the fact that I had to pause my career for a couple of years.
And it was okay in the end.
And it was okay, but it's easier to say than to done, because the society, your friends, even sometimes yourself, especially yourself, because honestly, I think that. It is a bias that the society creates, but we have it. And it was quite challenging to have 3 kids and trying to struggle in a company, a very challenging company, to say the least. So it was a challenge being a mom in that context and trying to find my space as a mom and as a professional. But I think that if you accept the fact that you're pausing for a while your career and be able to understand that you are creating a different career as a mom, and that you can just complement the 2 of them in your life, and both are important for you in your life, you manage to deal with it and to accept that you're starting again, but you're starting stronger, more committed to the things, more committed to the company, and more involved with the challenges that professionally come up.
And perhaps also a little bit of balancing of passions, right? Because sometimes when you're too passionate about something that you do, you become a bit obsessed, and then you have to split passions.
And I learned from the experience of being a mom that you have to make trade-offs in your life. So I missed some of the parties at school. I missed some of the meetings with parents. I've missed some of the moments with my kids, but it's okay because I think it was
balanced.
I was quite balanced, and I found the balance between where was really important for me to be there, and which were the moments that it was okay not to be there, and I've accepted them. And I've talked with my kids, and every time I've promised things, I did them. But when I knew that I could not promise, because I didn't know if I was able to match it or not, just the simple fact that I didn't promise it, and instead I would say, I will try, that made a huge difference, because even for me, I knew that I'm going to fail, but if I didn't promise it, it's okay to fail, because I said I'm going to try it. I didn't say I'm going to be there. And they understood this over time and accepted also that I had a career, a professional career, and it was okay for them, that was a fact.
I found it interesting in the beginning. You said that the company where you were working at first, it was more male dominated at the top leadership, but you managed to conquer your space. And I was curious if it is also special personal traits that you have. I mean, what do you think was the what made you achieve?
Well, I had some help, because I had some friends that were already working longer, so I had some help. But I found out that you have to accept who you are, and what makes you really different, and which are the things that you don't have to be like them. And so just, build up on the things that you are different. Build up on the things that you make the difference.
Do you think women and men leadership are very different?
Not sure, honestly, because I'm a privileged person, because I've always had some insightful and great leaders. I would say that in some situations, yes. For instance, in conflicts, I think that men and women manage conflict differently. But again, it depends more on the personality than on the gender.
Yeah. And Isabel, how do you have three kids and managing everything? I can imagine it's a big challenge. Do you have any special tools that you use? I mean, how do you balance your kids, your friends, your work, your well-being? Because these days it's so important, to exercise and
you know what? When preparing this interview, I've just recalled a moment when I had the chance of meeting Carmen and John Grinder. They are both masters in neurolinguistic programming. And there was an exercise where we had to draw a pie. And I was asked to draw my pie with the things that were important in my life, but the reality. How do you manage, have a pie, draw your pie, and just divide it in slices, each slice representing how much.
It's important.
At first it was the percentage of time that I allocated to each of the slices of the pie. And the second time we draw the pie was with the things that are important for you and the time you would like to spend which one of the slices of the pie. And I just draw the pie, I don't know, for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, I don't recall, but it was drawing and then drawing it again and drawing it again and drawing it again. And it was very, 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 very insightful, because it was an inner reflection of the things that were important for me, and how would I manage to dedicate the right percentage of time for each of that levels of the things that are important for me in life. And I've just discovered that work is really important for me, because I love what I do, and I feel accomplishment every time I do things at work. So work was really important for me. Then my kids, then my husband, and I separated them.
Let's hope he doesn't see this podcast.
Yes, let's hope he doesn't see it. My husband, my parents, and myself. And because I had the chance of reflecting on the things that were important for me, that gave me a tool to manage my life differently. And if it's a sort of a change management plan. First you realize things, and I had the chance of realizing that these are the things that are important for me, and the weight is not the same for each of the slices. So if you 50% of your time should be working, that's great. No worries about it. That's because you feel fulfillment with it. And then afterwards, one trick that I used was to put everything in my calendar in the Outlook. Because when it's there, it's a commitment. And I don't like to miss my commitments, and I do everything and put all the energy to accomplish my commitments. So my life was all in my calendar in the Outlook. Time for sports, time to be with my friends, time to be with my kids. But I had to change a little bit the way I did things. And again, with my kids. I learned surf. And if you ask me, do you love surf? No, I don't, but they did. I played basketball. Do you love basketball? No, I don't, but they did. And the other way around. I love horse riding, so I taught them and brought them with me to classes and to be together. And we managed to create things that were okay for both. And that gave us the chance of being together.
And creating a true
And
relationship,
yeah,
a stronger
a
relationship.
strong relationship with things that are fun for both, that are important for both, and that creates a bond between us and between the family. And that I do the same with my husband for quite a long time. There is a week in the year that we manage to be together, just the two of us. 2 weeks, all the five, and 3 days a year with my friends. So it's sort of, just first acknowledge what is really important for you, then get the tools and the tricks that help you, just put it in place, and then ritualize it. Just
Make sure it happens.
Make sure it happens. And I'm really balanced. I have time for myself. I have time for my friends. Also, the fact that I work in Lisbon 3 days a week. You might say that, wow, that's a challenge. It is, but it is physically a challenge, again, because now it's tougher than it was 10 years ago. But it also gives me the chance of, when I'm in Lisbon, I'm working. I don't have laundry, cooking, supermarket shopping, no family
Issues to deal with.
But I also have time to be with my friends without, just creating a sort of a conflict at home, which is great. And when I come home, it's the time I'm home. It's the time to have dinner with my kids, to talk a lot about everything. And on the weekends, it's a bit of time with my parents and with my husband. So this is my routine, and I think I'm balanced. Yeah,
it's very important to be balanced,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
important.
Yeah.
Isabel, what advice would you give to women that are on their path to leadership?
I don't know if it is an advice. It's more, from my personal experience. I would say draw your pie at first. So realize and acknowledge the things that are important for you in life. And again, I think they are different challenges in different stages of life, professionally and personally.
Like the pie changes
Like
over
the
time.
pie changes, yeah. Try your pie.
Going to do that after this podcast.
The second one, I think it is just to make a reflection on the things that are important for you and that really makes you want to wake up every single day. And if you're not happy, just change your life. Change something in your life. Don't get stuck. Otherwise, it's going to be really difficult to come out and to make your path and to feel happy and to feel fulfillment and to feel that you are growing. So if you're not happy, change your life. At least change something in your life. And one of the things that I apply to my life, and I think it makes a difference, so I would say it is an advice. Don't look backwards and don't regret. Because I really think that one of the things that kill us as a woman is when you feel that you are failing. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. And you're not going to change the past. So learn from it, but move on. Just don't regret the things that you could have done or that you could have done differently. Don't regret it. Just learn from it
Looking
and move
forward.
on. And move on.
Very good. Isabel, and in your opinion, what roles can companies play in promoting women to leadership? What do you think organizations
Renata,
can
it's quite different
do
today.
better?
It's quite different from today that it was when I started working. I'm not going to say how many years ago.
Don't need to.
Because we talk about it, and I think that makes a huge difference. Organizations are more aware of the importance of having diversity. And one of the things that I think it is a company's responsibility is to create the right environment for diversity. And being a woman in an organization is being different, like being a man. And so create a good environment for diversity is essential. I'm a supporter of meritocracy. So it doesn't matter if it is a man or a wife or a woman. it's important that it's the right person for the job. And again, I think this is something that the organization should stand for and have as a central pillar of the strategy. And open conversations about it, because accepting that the professional journey for a man in his career path, it's different from a woman, makes a huge difference. And I don't think that organizations are doing this the right way, because again, for a man, when you start working in a company, you can go until the 40. It's okay because you're running. For women, when motherhood comes, that means that you're going to pause again between, 29 and 35. And working on your past, working on your journey, it's different because you have to think about other things and other layers of your life. And organizations should also help women do the journey the right way, with the right tools, with the right processes, with the right ecosystem. So I think it's quite different nowadays than it was, but we still have room for improvement.
So we're not on a fast track to equality. It will take time.
It will take time. It will take time, and unfortunately, I think it will take longer than we expected, or at least it would like to be. It will take long because we have a lot of biases, and it's not only men that have biases. Women also have biases. The society have biases, and we have to work on that. And again, because we are talking about behaviors, changing behaviors, it's something that takes quite a long time. So unfortunately, yes, I think that we have to have some tools like, the minimum percentage of women in the board and so on, because those are the sort of things that help fasten, but still...
they destroy biases, so step by step the biases come.
Yeah.
Super interesting, Isabel. It was wonderful talking with you. We hope to have you more times here in our podcast. Thank you for joining today's PBS Pulse, the podcast that connects you to the future of business. And stay tuned for future podcasts.